Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome once again to Coffee and Conversation with AMR Elite Realtors. I am so excited to be here this Thursday morning with you. My name is Alicia Richardson. I am the broker owner of AMR Elite Realtors, and I have with me.
I am Juanita Kennedy, associate broker with AMR Elite Realtors as well.
And I am Ashana Perry, broker owner of Making Moves Happen Realty in Charlotte, North Carolina. And today we have with us a special guest. So, Elizabeth, can you introduce yourself?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Lance. I go by Liz, and I am with RYCOR Heating and Cooling.
Awesome.
Oh, yes. We
Liz
definitely would
is
love to
important
talk to
this
you.
morning.
Yes, absolutely. So, we are so excited to have you with us this morning, Liz. So, can you tell us how you started with RYCOR and what your role entails?
Absolutely. So, just a tiny history about RYCOR. They started up in New Paltz in 2006, actually, and expanded down to the south.
South of
Here,
here.
and just wanted to expand to this area. So Charlotte, Raleigh, Asheville, and Greenville, South Carolina. And as a Charlotte native myself, working in this role centered around community relationships and making sure that people are matched with the right resources that impact their day-to-day lives is a big part. Home comfort is a big part of that. So I serve as the community marketing manager, and I focus on building partnerships throughout the communities that we serve, connecting homeowners, businesses, schools, other local organizations, realtors, other home service professionals, to people to make their homes work better, make comfortable, more energy efficient. And one thing about HVAC is that most people don't think about it until something goes wrong. So when your heating and cooling isn't working, you're trying to figure out how to get it fixed as soon as possible because no one likes to be uncomfortable. But connecting homeowners to those trusted solutions is what kind of really got me working with RYCOR.
That is so true that most people don't figure it out till it's wrong, till it's not working.
Yep.
But with this hot heat that we've been having, woo, it's been hot. I don't know. I'm sure if it's been so hot in Maryland, I know it's even hotter in North Carolina.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So with that being said, because you kind of already said most people come to you afterwards when they're trying to figure things out and get it working. What are the most common HVAC homeowner mistakes that make them end up spending a whole bunch of money?
So a couple of biggies: skipping the routine maintenance, forgetting to change those filters. I had to learn. That was one of the first things I learned how to do when I moved out on my own, was changing filters. Closing too many vents, thinking, oh, if I close this one, it's gonna push to the other room and change, help my bill. Ignoring those unusual noises or uneven temperatures, and setting the thermostat to extremes, cold or hot.
So I got some follow-up questions on that. Am I freezing? I think I'm freezing a little bit. Forgive me if I am. Everybody hears me okay?
I hear you good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got some follow-up questions on that. So one is, how often should the filters be changed? And then you said closing the vent in one space and leaving it open in another, it does not help, because a lot of people say, oh, close all the vents in the basement and it'll go upstairs. Like, that's not true.
So I'll address that one first, because it's still trying to push it out. Even though you close the vent, it's still trying to push it out, so it's working harder. And then the other part of that question was like, how often should you change it? Is every 30 to 90 days. But if you have pets, I have a Pomeranian Chihuahua and her hair sheds like crazy. So I change the vents often, and I have one of those vents that kind of pull the air and filter the air as well. So that's just me. But definitely, if you have pets or allergies, or you use it a lot, then every 30 to 60, rather 30 to 90 days for sure.
Mm, that's good information.
Yeah.
That's good. I never knew that. So, all right. So, what are some of the best ways homeowners can lower their heating and cooling bills without sacrificing comfort, because no one seems to know what that magic number is, and to keep it low but make it right. And so maybe you can give us some insight on that, because that is one of those things. Should it be 73 and a half? Please help us with that.
So I promise the number will surprise you as far as what the temperature should be. So in the summer, it should be around like 77, 78. And then in the, which I don't know anyone in my life who has it that high, is normally around 73, 70,
Right.
between 70 and 73, honestly, is what people normally have it. But per, the correct thing to do, it should be a little higher than that. But in the winter, it should be a little lower as well, like 68. So it I always tell people that it just depends on what makes you comfortable, but don't keep changing it. Stick, if it's 73, if it's set, whatever it is, stick to that number and keep it there.
Wow. 77.
Right.
I mean, you might as well just cut it off at this point.
And some people do that too, especially in the spring.
Oh no. Oh no.
And they have the windows, Hey, everybody can tolerate different temperatures.
Mm, 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 mm.
I mean, like what you said,
And you really taught me something there. But guess what? I'm not gonna never tell anybody in this house that, because guess what? They're gonna look at me like I'm crazy. For sure, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's great information. So
That's
thanks
me
for
7. I cannot believe that.
yeah, for all of us.
It will surprise you.
And so I know we're all trying to, cut costs. The things are rising a lot with costs from different avenues. So we want to know, how long should the HVAC system last? And how can homeowners maximize the lifespan of their HVAC system?
So it should last anywhere from like 10 to 15 years. And to maximize that lifespan, staying consistent with maintenance, changing the filters, not ignoring those small issues like small noises and stuff you may hear, keeping the airflow unrestricted, like we talked about a second ago, like not closing the vents in certain areas, just letting it flow unrestricted, and then just addressing those repairs early.
Got you. Got you. So I think you answered a lot of my follow-up questions. So just to make sure we highlight that. So
Yeah.
we need to plan for about 10 years to make sure we have those funds aside for that HVAC in case that's a repair we need to address. And then with maintenance, like you said, keeping those filters changed for pet owners, making sure you're doing that on a regular basis sooner than later as well. So
Absolutely.
thanks so much for that information.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I wanna back up. I don't know if I heard this answer to this question or not. But the smart thermostats, do you think that is helpful? Like, does that make a change on the lifespan as well as the bill? The smart
So
thermostats?
mostly, for most homeowners, yes, smart thermostats work well. A lot of them you can use from your phone. I know I have the app on my phone. We can use it because our schedule changes throughout the week. So like right now, I'm out of town. I'm in Asheville, so I would set my thermostat for a little higher because no one's there. It doesn't need to be cool, but then to help reducing that unnecessary runtime and just giving better visibility, because then sometimes, if since we didn't have it on our phones way back when, we might be out of town and forget, like, oh my gosh, what was it on? And then also too, when you're coming back in town, especially in the winter, when you set it lower when you're visiting family for the holidays, you can set it back from your phone so it'll be nice and warm when you come back in. So definitely smart thermostats are for most homeowners, as long as it works for their household.
So I always have a fear of cutting it off, cutting it back on, cutting it off, cutting it back. I feel like it's gonna mess up because I'm jarring it too many times. And so does that cause an issue, or that's how it should go?
Well, what I will say is, as far as so we install specifically RYCOR HVAC, we install a lot of Mitsubishi brand mini split systems. And
Okay.
so what we install a lot of are made to do that. They're made to be cut off and back on for those vacation homes, for those she sheds in the backyard, for those different areas. So it's astronomically more energy efficient because it's not pulling from that whole big unit in the back. It's just its own unit. So to answer the first part of your question, in the regular home, yes, absolutely, that can kind of make some fluctuations. However, with the mini split systems that we install a lot of, they're made for that.
That's
Mm.
interesting. You said mini split because I'm hearing a lot of people that are
Hmm.
opting out of the whole normal HVAC system and getting a mini split in just that room.
Yep.
And there
Well,
it's
I've
a lot
never
more
even heard
cost.
of that. What is that? The mini
It's
split.
that little thing you see when you go in certain houses, they just have this vent thing at the top. Um,
Yeah. It's so
Wow.
ours are the ones that we install a lot of is the Mitsubishi brand, and so I think Alicia, you did freeze a little bit there. So sorry
yeah,
if I was over speaking you, but a lot of the ones that we install are those Mitsubishi brand. They go on the wall. They
mhm.
connect to a very small connection outside. They're very energy efficient and very compact. I'm trying to think because in my hotel room right now, I don't have one, but normally hotels, Airbnbs, you'll see them a lot in. Um, and again, the garages. I mean, anywhere in the home you can use them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. And they normally are in like over in the islands. That's the only thing that they really use.
Yep,
yep.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
of the energy efficiency, and they can turn it off and back on as needed, and it doesn't pull,
A lot of
someone.
power.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mhm.
Mm,
Mhm.
that
Yep.
is really something. Oh wow.
Island time, they just have the
Yeah.
windows and doors open, and it's all good because they get that good ocean breeze. We don't have that in Charlotte now.
Right.
We don't have that here either. Well, let me ask you, how much does an HVAC system impact the home's value and the buyer's decision during a home inspection? I guess I should be asking that question because I have something going on like that right now. So I'm definitely going to give their information to you because they're going to probably need a new HVAC system. It's just old. It's not that it doesn't work. But when you have to look at the pros and cons, whether or not really is the value of doing that HVAC and what you're actually purchasing is worth it. You
So
know,
are they the seller or the
they're the
buyer?
buyer. They're the buyer. It's just that
So
it's end of life, but I mean, who knows? You know, they could potentially get a home warranty to, offset costs of that. But they definitely need to look into starting to, have that conversation about getting a new HVAC. But it's
yeah,
okay as long as they know that it's not that it's not working, it's not operable, but at least you have a great idea what you need to do once you get in there to make it your own.
you hit the nail on the head with the first part, the age of the system. How old is it? Because we just talked about, they should last, that range of time, to 8 to 15 years. So then it's like, well, if it's at 10 years or if it's older, I know some people have had their HVAC unit for 25 years,
Yeah.
barely
Depending on the
running, but it's
kind.
running.
Depending on the kind. It
Yeah,
depends on the
that's
kind
true.
now.
That's true. You get that train, you might be a little,
Right.
you might be all right. But
You go cheap and you going up the river without a paddle because
yep,
in 5 years you shouldn't be having problems with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So the services also too something to look out for is that service history,
Mhm.
how energy efficient the brand is or was once it was installed. If you can see somebody uncle done patched up the side, then it's like, okay, well, even though it's running and it's cool in here, then maybe like it's the visible maintenance. You know what I mean? You can see. Listen,
Right. And that is
behind
so
the scenes of
true.
things. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because that is so true. And I think too, servicing it regularly because it's one of those things you just don't set it and forget it. You got to go back and
Yep.
backtrack and have somebody say, "Hey, look, is that thing working like it's supposed to be?" Because we want to be cool this summer.
This
That
summer.
I think that really is important. It really is. And
Yeah.
many times we just forget about it. We don't even think about it because you just cut it on, cut it off until one day it doesn't cut on.
Don't come back
Right.
on. Look,
Then we got a problem.
exactly.
Yes, yes, indeed.
So
So
I hope
that
that
was a
answers your
lot of
question.
information about
Yes.
HVAC.
Good information, right, for our potential home buyers and our homeowners that are in their homes to make sure that they are staying cool for this hot summer that we're having, and I know it's about to heat up even more. So
Mhm.
thank you so much, Liz, for joining us today. Did you guys have any more questions or anything you wanted to add, Liz, about what you do or your business with RYCOR?
So I'll just mention that again to the buyer or the seller of homes that are kind of trying to see what works and what works best for their specific home. We come out and we do a free consultation. We want to do that because everyone's home is so different. The square footage of the home, how many rooms they have, everything is so different. So we come out, we assess what you got going on. If you have a system in a home that you're trying to buy and you can clearly see it's not working correctly, then we can come out, we can say, okay, you know what, it might be best to replace this, or you might be able to come out more cost effective if you replace and just do, if you know you're only going to use the top level of the house and you're not going to use the basement at all, instead of closing all the vents down there, just do mini splits in the levels above, and we can work out how, you know, what that looks like, because it really depends on the budget that you're working with. In North Carolina, I will mention as well, there are a ton of rebates that the state just gives out when you decide to go more energy efficient in your home. They give you thousands of dollars to be able to help with the environment. So we as RYCOR make sure that once, if you choose us, you don't have to pay those upfront. Whatever the rebates are going to be as your discount off, we make sure that we take that off for you of the total price. And if you're working with someone like Miss Mashana and we're a partner, you're already also going to get an extra $500 off of your total price as well.
Good.
So definitely, just
That's all right.
So do
yes.
you service Maryland or other states?
Other states, yes, but all the above Maryland right now, but
So you're not in Maryland?
not right now,
Oh
not right
my
now. But
goodness.
we're like all the northeast above you guys, and then we came down. But as soon as we are there, and your buyers and everyone will be able to get those discounts as well. But definitely, as of right now, we're with Miss Mashana and here in Charlotte, and being able to give those rebates and those discounts to help, because we know the climate we're in right now. The
Yeah.
HVAC is the last thing you want to have as your highest expense for the year, which most of the time it is. But at least if we can help alleviate some of that, that's what we aim to do. We want to be able to help the homeowner, help the home buyer the best way we can.
That's good. Well, you gotta call me when you come to Maryland.
I will.
That's all I can
Absolutely.
say.
I've been looking
Absolutely.
into those mini splits though. I really have. I'm like,
Yeah. If you are thinking about a brand though, Mitsubishi is a really good brand for them.
Are those the ones that they use in the islands? Is that the
Yeah.
brand name?
I'm not sure if that's a brand, but the mini split is what they're, if it's on the ceiling, that's definitely what they're using over there.
Right, yeah. Well, I got that, but I was just wondering, the most popular brand of those, is that it? The one
That
that
is,
they're using. That,
we're the
probably
number
lasts
one
the
diamond
longest.
distributor, so I we definitely sell the all of them for the company, for sure. Not all of them, but we sell a good bit of them for the company.
Okay, cool, cool.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Thank you so much for coming on Coffee and
Yes, of
Conversations, giving us some
course.
education.
Yes, thank you
Thank
so
y'all so
much,
much for
Liz.
having me. I really appreciate
I
it. It's
learned
been a
something
pleasure.
new today.
Yes. Yeah, we
Yeah.
always learn something new every
Yeah.
time on Coffee and Conversation. So we thank you so much, Liz, for joining us. We like to close out our Coffee and Conversations every time with our little slogan. So what are we, Alicia?
Reliable realtors.
Providing exceptional service.
This.
No
No
need to
need to
go
go
far.
far. Come on down to AMR.
AMR.
Yes, yes.
Watching, guys. Until next time.
Thanks again.
Bye.
Thank
Today
you.
is National Catfish Day. Get some
Oh my
catfish.
goodness. Oh goodness. We love you.